How important is marketing to you, bro?
Super important. Super, super, super important.
Exactly.
When I first got into music, I really didn't know much about marketing at all. And I was just flying by the seat of my pants. But as I went along and I spoke to a lot more people that I know that are involved in business and just in general learning things, marketing is really everything. That's why I created the Nvasion brand. And that was to basically just put a name to really the whole movement and what we have and what I have and my people have going over here. Yeah, that was a great time for the city, man. It was like so live and just lit like everywhere, and we need that vibe back for sure.
Cleveland's on the come up, man.
True facts.
I notice it day by day. I used to just think that just because I lived here, but when I started traveling, seeing different cities, that I came back home, I'm like, we got it going too.
True.
You know what I mean? We just got to run with it. That's it. Let's get rolling though. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Lavish Journey podcast. It's your host, Jay Gaines, here today. Got my brother, Adi Ray, in here.
What up, y'all? How y'all living?
Hey, how you feeling today, bro?
Man, I'm living good, living great. Can't complain.
I feel it, man. So let everybody know about you, man. You know, like the biography, what you do, how long you been doing music for, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, so I'm Adi Ray, artist, producer, engineer, owner of Nvasion Studios and Nvasion Records. I've been doing this music thing since, man, I've been doing it for a long time, since I was young. My mom got me involved in the music when I was, let's just say, 7, 8 years old. Started singing in the choir. She was a traveling singer her whole life, introduced me to a lot of music, and I mean, I just kind of ran with it from there and just, you know, started doing different things, playing instruments, learning how to rap, sing, and it's kind of developed all the way to where we're at now with the Adi Ray brand, the Nvasion brand, and everything. So that's where we at.
That's dope, man. So when you say you start your own record label, man, like, how long ago you do that?
So the record label was actually just started basically 6 months ago.
Right.
We've got basically 5 artists right now that we have locked in on our record label, as well as association with like a bunch of different artists. But that's been probably the biggest step in my career as of so far. Is started out doing just being an independent artist, moved into being an engineer, artist, producer, doing it all, owning the studio. And now that I have the studio, it was really just a no-brainer this year to turn up and just establish the record label.
You have the studio too?
Yeah, so it's got it's a 3-way marketing scheme. We got the studio, you know, the individual artists, and the record label as well.
Damn.
So.
Salute to you on that one, man. I know that's a lot of hard work. Definitely getting that shit together, getting artists and getting a studio, man. So how often are you in the studio?
Oh, every day.
I bet.
Damn near every day, if not every day.
You just came from there a minute ago?
Literally just came from the studio. Just had a session with my boy, Lil Lon. Shout out Lil Lon.
For sure, I feel it. And you said like, your mom was like a big inspiration when it comes to music. So she's in the choir, you said, right?
Yeah, actually she still currently sings in her choir at church, and she's like the worship leader at her church. But she was in the choir like her whole life growing up. She was in traveling choir, singing angels. I'm not sure if you're hip to what that is. I'm hip. But yeah, she was in that. And then when I was young, she just kind of she's a teacher as well. So at school, she kind of did. She was part of leading the choir as well as being a teacher, and she got me involved in that when I was real young.
So you can sing too?
Yeah, a little bit. I can hit some notes, just a couple notes, you know.
So my man's over here got a record label. You're an artist. You can sing. So you make the beats too and everything, right?
Yeah, like most of the production. I also have another producer on our label, Stoney Lonzel, and also Cabin in the Woods. Those are our other 2 producers. We pretty much make all the beats. We do mess with some couple outside producers as well, but we like to keep a lot of stuff in-house. So yeah, it's mainly just us.
Man, I respect that, bro.
Thank you.
That makes me want to go level up and get my shit together, man.
Man, hey, man, you doing good shit out here though. Man, Lavish Journey, we lit.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. So let's take it back real quick. So when was like your first project, man? Like what was your first, single you made?
All right, so I mean, when I was in high school, like I started to actually figure out how to like distribute and put out music, but basically it was a lot more simple back then. It was just really like YouTube and SoundCloud. They didn't have like the distro services that they have now. So really, I think high school, like I put out my first couple raps. They were so shitty, like no joke.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But you gotta start somewhere. So I started off there. Trying to remember what the name of my first actual single was. I know I did a lot of like remix songs to start, you know, like popular tracks that were just like popping at the time. I know my first mixtape that I ever put out was called Belle Reeve, and I was going under a different pseudonym at that time.
You had a different name at that time?
Yeah, so my old name used to be Zach Gatz, and I had to, that's like my real name is Zach.
Okay.
But eventually, you know, we changed that to Adi Ray.
Yeah, so how you like what inspired the name Adi Ray?
Adi Ray is like Latin prefixes for Adi meaning sound, Ray meaning God or son, so sound God, sound king, and it's basically what it means.
That's dope. Cause I was wondering like, this is real name. I'm not sure.
Right. A lot of people I think get confused by that at first, but yeah it's basically just a name that I created to represent basically what I'm about as an artist and producer.
For sure, I respect that, man. So what you get into this summer, man? Since you know we kind of at the end of summer, fortunately. How was your summer?
Summer was real good. I mean, we made a lot of big moves this summer. I dropped my album Blue Moon 2.
Check it out.
So that was a big thing for me. Also we threw our first annual Nvasion Fest, which was a big success.
How was that, bro? Tell me about that.
It was really good. We had a great time, but we had a great turnout. It was awesome. We had like pools, slip and slides, performances all day from Nvasion artists and people that we mess with in the city, and it was just a whole vibe. I mean, people were having a great time, and it went all day till the night. So it was a good time.
I gotta write that down. So was this your first time doing that?
So yeah, that was our first experience with throwing like a big show like that. And I think it was a great for a first time. It was great, and we learned a lot in the process too. So, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna keep the events coming. We're gonna have new events coming soon. So, you know what I'm saying, keep an eye out for that.
I agree, man. I think those events, honestly, it helps bring everybody together. And like we was talking about earlier, it cut on the marketing side too. Helps bring awareness, man. Actually, speaking on marketing, how important is marketing to you, bro?
Super important. Super, super, super important.
Exactly.
When I first got into music, I really didn't know much about marketing at all. And I was just flying by the seat of my pants. But as I went along and I spoke to a lot more people that I know that are involved in business and just in general learning things, marketing is really everything. That's why I created the Nvasion brand. And that was to basically just put a name to really the whole movement and what we have and what I have and my people have going over here. So that was the branding and marketing behind that Nvasion.
Right. Because I mean, at first I struggled with marketing, man. I didn't know. True. It's like we have all the tools in front of us, but I think I don't know what the hell to do with marketing. I was like, do I just tell people? But social media is a big thing, man. For like
definitely
shit. I be telling people like you have to stay active on all your social media platforms and of course do groundwork, but. That's big. So do you find Instagram's like one of your main outlets?
Oh yeah, definitely. Social media wise, I would say Instagram is probably the biggest outlet for me right now. Just got the most fans and most interaction on there. So I definitely market a lot of things to Instagram and to that market, as well as there's other platforms, YouTube. You know what I'm saying, SoundCloud. Twitter, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I try to utilize as much as I can. It is hard to kind of stay up on everything at all times, but that's part of the grind too, is staying up on that social media grind and just marketing the right stuff.
It is because my main ones honestly is Instagram and YouTube, but I'm trying to build my Facebook up more because I'm starting to see you can get a wider audience on there, but you got to really know how to get out there for real.
Yeah, I'm not too good at the Facebook either myself. That's never really been my thing, but I do realize how big of I think there's a slightly different market. You're actually accessing different kinds of fans than on your Twitter and Instagram.
Right.
I think the Facebook, I mean, I don't want to generalize, but I think it is for some more older group.
Yeah.
But that's definitely, I mean, they're interested in all the stuff.
You never know.
You never know. They be putting money in your pocket too, so you gotta reach out to that.
That's true, man. So let's go back to the album you just dropped, man. The Blue Moon 2?
Blue Moon 2. So
tell us about that. Tell us about that. Like, what inspired you to, write down everything?
Oh, man. So, I mean, this is obviously the continuation of the series. This is the second installment, Blue Moon 2. It all started with the Blue Moon 1, which was last year. I guess 2017 technically was like the release of that album. And I mean, it's just really it's all about who Adi Ray is. It's all about where my mind's at. It's all about pretty much I'm just trying to introduce to my fans now just the experience that I'm bringing musically, who I am as a person, and what kind of music you're going to get out of me. So that's what I was trying to do with the 2 Blue Moon projects, is really just give you a taste tester, you know, of who Adi Ray is and what you can expect from him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially on the Blue Moon 2 project, I would say Blue Moon 1, that was like learning a lot about the music industry and really just the start of me really getting my name out there. Blue Moon 2 is building upon that. So we really went a little bit deeper with the music, a little bit more complex, intricate, more different productions. I got more hands-on with the productions on Blue Moon 2, making a lot of the beats. And yeah, like I said, it's really just all about who Adi Ray is as a person and really what I'm trying to give him through my music.
I respect that, man. You know, music is like a journey, man. I love definitely when I hear about artists, how they make like sequels to like an album or a project. How you say you got Blue Moon 1 and Blue Moon 2, and it's like as you're creating that, seems like you're on that journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. And I think you could hear that in the music. You know what I'm saying? You listen to Blue Moon 1 to Blue Moon 2, you will hear the journey of really where I've come in that 2.5-3 year period. So that's definitely like an experience I try to give the fans with my projects.
Definitely. I know you got something probably cooking up next too.
Oh yeah, we got a lot in the works, man. Lots of stuff in the works. But for now, focus on that Blue Moon 2. You know what I'm saying? Go stream that. It's out everywhere now. So
for sure, man. So what artists like inspire you?
Okay, so like 2 of my biggest inspirations is gonna be Mac Miller and Kid Cudi. Shout out to Cleveland, hometown boy. But yeah, those are like. Also, I would say like Lil Wayne too is a big inspiration for me. But like I always was drawn towards Kid Cudi and Mac Miller's music when I first got introduced to hip hop, which is like 2008, 2009. That's when I really, you know what I'm saying, got into hip hop. Right. So they were like, well, I know Kid Cudi at that time was really like bubbling up, and that was like his first big album and stuff like that. So I always like Cudi's music because it comes from the soul, it comes from the heart. It's all about feelings. It's about relating to people and what he's going through. He puts that in the music, and I think a lot of people relate to that. I mean, I related to it a lot when I was listening. It's just like talking about raw emotions and stuff that we all go through that wasn't really spoken about that much before. You know, so I like Kid Cudi a lot for that. And then Mac Miller is one of my artists. I mean, not just because he's a white rapper. I mean, I feel like a lot of people gonna make that like, oh, he's a white rapper. Yeah, you know, Adi Ray's a white rapper. Obviously, he likes him. Like, no, it's more just how musically talented the dude was. You know, rest in peace. First off, but just a super crazy musical talent, introspective thinker. Brought a lot of different flavors to his music, which is what I try to do too. I always want to touch on a lot of different stuff, whether it's the turn up stuff, the deeper cuts, the vibey stuff, whatever. He did a lot of that with his music, so I was real influenced by that.
Right. You know what? Rest in peace, Mac Miller. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't start honestly listening to him until his album right before he passed away.
True.
And you know, when I did, I was like, damn, he made some good music. You know what I mean? And I always. Actually, I'm gonna say I always listened to Kid Cudi, but Kid Cudi was definitely still to this day my top artist. You know, Kid Cudi, Wiz, you know, Big Sean, and Drake. Those are my top.
Love
artists.
Those guys too.
Yep. And something about Kid Cudi's music, like you said, he speaks from the soul, man. Because the first album I heard was probably, you know, Man on the Moon, the first one, and I was like, damn, I feel this music, and that's kind of music I like. Honestly, music and feel, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cudi on that one.
I
felt when you was talking about that one, bro, for real.
And that kind of like goes to a little bit of the influence on Blue Moon and Blue Moon 2, like Man on the Moon, you know, has somewhat of an influence from that. But mainly Blue Moon is like a representative of like a rare event. It only comes around once in a while, so that's kind of how I feel like my music is. It's like you're not gonna get a drop from me like every single week. You're gonna when I drop, it's gonna be special.
Yep. You dropping quality, man.
Quality.
Good quality. And that's what it's all about, man. Exactly. I like that. So Blue Moon's hate to sound dumb. So Blue Moon's really come around? Like, how often do they come around?
I believe it's like once every couple years for real. Like it's not often at all. Like it's pretty rare. don't quote me on this.
I don't
but
know shit about the moon.
I did look it up a couple times. But yeah, I think it's like every couple years, and then there's like a blood moon too, which is also rare. And there's a couple different kind of moons actually.
I like how you got the meaning behind that though.
Yeah.
Like, this is rare. So you pretty much out here making timeless music.
That's what I'm trying to do for
real.
sure. I want my music to be able to. I want you to be able to. Every album that I put out, I want you to be able to go back and listen to years in the future and be like, damn, this is still applicable to right now.
Yeah. Hey, it's gonna get there. It's already there now. To be honest, bro.
Thank you,
You
bro.
just got to keep building on top of what you already got.
True.
Cause shit, you doing a lot.
I try to stay busy, man.
You doing a
I
lot.
love being busy, man. That's a driving factor in a lot of stuff I do. If I'm not busy, I just get in a slump. So I just be trying to keep going all the time.
You, man, you don't want to get in that slump.
Nah.
Sometimes when you stuck, you are stuck. It's like get the fuck up. So do you got like a daytime job as well?
No. So I mean,
Shit.
my day-to-day work is being an engineer, so it is music as well. So most of the stuff I do is like recording, mixing, and mastering a lot of people's music. I would say that's my day-to-day, just because I do that for to actually make a living, as well as on top of the record label. But that's how most of my income comes in. So.
Bro, that's real good, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that a lot.
It's like you actually living your passion.
Every day, man. I'm blessed. I'm real blessed.
Oh, fuck. So how long you been like an engineer for? Like doing an engineering gig?
Okay, so engineering, I started when I was in high school, when I was about 16.
Right.
Got Pro Tools and a laptop for Christmas.
Pro Tools.
Yep.
Now, who is that again? Is that Fruity Loops?
Pro Tools is Avid software. It's it's different than Fruity Loops. I use Fruity Loops as well for making beats, but Pro Tools is my favorite for recording.
Okay.
And like I said, I started that when I was 16. I'm 24 now, so about 8 years doing the engineering thing, and 5 years of doing it like in a professional studio environment.
That's dope. So you running with the passion at this point, man.
Oh yeah, big time. This is all I got. You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with it.
This is what I do.
I fuck with it. I got a question for you then, bro. If you was trapped on an island for 1 full year, what 3 albums or mixtapes we listen to?
It's just so
it could be
hard for
anybody.
me. I'm gonna have to say, off top, Man on the Moon 1. Gotta have that.
Facts.
I'm gonna go with the Carter 3.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, see, this is really hard because I want to put Mac in there, but I also have a huge love for Pink Floyd, so I'm gonna have to say Dark Side of the Moon as well.
Ooh,
just because that's a classic to me.
You said Dark Side of the Moon?
Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd.
I gotta check that out.
Oh yeah, that's you might want to smoke a lot right before you listen to it.
Is it some of that music?
It's some of that kind of music.
Oh,
It'll get you, it'll get you going.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna check that out, man. I see you got hella tats, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, what was your first tat?
My first tat.
Yeah.
My first tat's so terrible. I always hate talking about my first tat.
Oh shit.
Cause my first tat, I'm an Aries.
Uh-huh.
So I was into astrology more when I was younger. So I got Aries symbol tatted on my chest.
Yeah.
And I got it when I was like 16 in somebody's like garage. So it didn't look too good.
Yeah.
So I ended up going back later and covering it up with an owl, which is like one of my favorite animals. So now it's like,
yeah, here, answer one of the questions.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that looks dope now. Okay,
yeah, it kind of like combined it together and made it
right.
look cool. So
Shit.
that was kind of like, I guess it's a cool story.
Right, that is. Everybody I know that got tattoos say every tattoo has a story behind it.
100%.
It could be a bad story, good story. It's a story,
100%.
I personally don't have any, but I think that shit's dope.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, tattoos are another like big passion of mine. I would never like, I suck at like drawing for real, so I would never like do tattoos. But I love like researching and just learning about it and just like engaging and interacting with tattoo artists, because I think I appreciate their craft like how people appreciate the music craft too.
Right.
So
does that shit hurt? Like your first did that hurt?
Oh yeah, I mean tattoos hurt.
Okay, they be like, they don't hurt. I'm like, man,
people are cat, man. They're lying.
So like, it's like it's a.
Some of them are a lot worse than others, obviously.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It kind of just feels like a little burning on your skin, like kind of. That's kind of what a tattoo feels like, because it's just like constant needles in you. But it's not super bad. I won't say that. But some parts of your body, it will hurt a lot. But don't be. I'm not trying to scare nobody out there. Like, go get tatted if you want to get tatted, bro. Like, go get tatted. It's worth the pain. no pain, no gain. That's what they say, right?
Man, you right. I can see myself getting one later on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Just
make sure, you know what I'm saying, when you get your first tattoo, don't do what I did. Just make sure you like know you're like, yes, I'm sold on this 100%. Like, this is what I want to get. So,
yep. Yeah, you never know. I might go through the same thing. In fact, everybody go through the same first tattoo thing. Like,
yeah,
I just went and got it. And
true though.
Yeah,
a lot of people do just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna get this tat. Fuck it.
Off impulse, man. So I take it that you travel too, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I try to travel a lot for music and just like different projects, working with different people. Yeah, I go to LA as much as I possibly can. California.
Shout out to LA.
Big shout out to LA and San Diego. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I got homies out in there doing their thing, working. You know what I'm saying? Homie Verge, my homie Tristan, my homie Dre. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all them. I'm actually going on a trip this month in 18 days to go out there, work on some projects and stuff. So I'm very excited about that. Some other places I guess I've been recently is we went to New Orleans recently.
How was New
Whole
Orleans?
gang. Oh man, New Orleans, big vibes, man. I like it there a lot. It's a very like, you could just feel the culture like super lively in that city, and that's what I like about it. It's just a super different experience from like anywhere I really traveled to.
Right.
And I think we got like a real cool experience because we actually got to like link up with Spitta and his crew when we went down there.
Oh, dang.
And that was just like the whole Jet Life, like shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? That was a real dope experience.
That's dope, man. See, that's why I love you traveling, doing this shit too. You about to record in San Diego?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just I try to bring that energy wherever I go, you know what I'm saying?
real.
And that's I would say that's super important for all my independent artists who are listening right now. Like just staying in your city is not going to, you know what I'm saying, help you reach those larger markets. Getting that hometown love is important, but you have to take what you have here and expand that to different cities, whether it be West Coast, East Coast, you know what I'm saying, anywhere. Really just pick up, go, try to spread the word, try to link with people who are working on similar projects as you are, and that's really the key to getting out here, for real.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that question too. Like, what would you recommend artists out here trying to get out here? But that's pretty much
that's pretty much it right there. Like, you know what I'm saying, make good content, and then take that content and go share it as much as you possibly can with everybody around the world, literally as far as you could go, and go talk to somebody and get them to believe in what you're trying to do. That's how you gain fans.
That's true, because that's why I did. I love LA. I'm trying to move there, but I go there about twice 100%. A year, man. And I actually, you know, I do YouTube everything. And through YouTube, through me networking, putting out content, I kicked it with a YouTuber out there. We made some content. It just shows, like, this shit can go further than just your city. Of course, I love Cleveland's where I'm from, but that showed me alone, like, yeah, this shit can reach farther. Yeah,
it's definitely, like, it's I won't say surprising, but it's just, like, a good, reassuring feeling when you can go out to somewhere and you can just hit it off with someone and make something happen, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's super important. Just keep doing that. That's great.
I agree. You plan on moving out there?
Yeah, I think the eventual goal is to definitely go out to LA. For any musician, I feel like that should be your goal, is to, you know what I'm saying, go to a hub where, you know what I'm saying, you can make a lot happen. But it's all about baby steps, for real, because you don't want to just like put yourself out there when you don't have something kind of already built. I feel like it's very hard to go out to a place like that with not a lot done and just start doing it, because it's cheaper and easier to make music like here in Cleveland and work with people here in Cleveland or like a smaller city, for example, and then build up your shit and then take it to somewhere like LA, than rather just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go out there and try to make it happen. Like you might end up going broke. It's the reality of it. So you gotta just move. True. You just gotta move smart. That's all it comes down to. I
agree, man. Like my friend, he live out in LA. You know what I mean? He told me, say, hey, you move out here, bro. Build your shit. You know what I mean? Don't just come out here like, I'm about to make this. I mean, no shade towards anybody out there, but I'm about to make this dream come true. I'm about to just do this and go broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I respect people for doing that, but shit, I believe in building your city, getting on in your city. Like you said, you know, venture off a little bit and move around.
Definitely.
So, have you been in Atlanta? Have you been in Dave Scenery yet?
Yeah, I have. I went to Atlanta, I want to say about 3 years ago. Was the last time I went. I did a show down there. It was really, really good. Like, I made a lot of connections off that, for real, and met some cool people down there. I've been meaning to get back, though, because, you know, their scene is so, like, vibrant down there, and I really want to spend more time there and lock in with people there, because I feel like the Cleveland music scene and the Atlanta music scene I won't say the scene, but the vibes and just the music itself kind of has a similarity that I feel like can mesh well together. So I feel like the more we can connect with them, the better, because they have kind of like set a standard for a smaller city really just putting a foothold into the industry.
That's true, man. Because Atlanta, they did put their foot to the industry, man.
Super hard, like that. I mean, when people talk about music cities in America, they talk about L.A., New York, and usually Atlanta for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, right there.
That's true. You know, I went to Atlanta once, but I have yet to, actually dig into it.
Yeah,
but I know for a fact from a distance, man, that it's going out there. But New York, I can't handle New York, man. New York too fast for me. I love y'all New Yorkers. I love y'all out there, man.
I feel that, bro.
I'll probably go out there and do business, of course. You know what I mean? But woo,
it's a little bit too much for me too, for real. I like I don't know. I'm a laid back, I would say, type person. So likewise. Like that fast lifestyle shit, it's cool, and like there's definitely some of that plays into being an artist, but it's just a lot of people out there.
A lot of fucking people.
It's a lot of people, and it's expensive as shit, and there's a lot of things going on. But I think New York is an awesome city. Yeah. Great place to go visit. Great place to go do business and whatnot. And I think it's a cool place. But I don't know about living there.
Yeah. My friend wanted to move there. I'm like, bro, he made from like, bro, have fun. I'll be out there to visit you. But shit.
Yeah, I feel that.
That's true. So, you could travel to anywhere. Where would you travel to? In this international, anywhere.
Okay, so like one of the main places that's on my list is Japan. That's where I really want to go to.
Dope.
Cause I'm into a lot of just like Japanese art culture, a lot of just stuff about just Japan in general, the Japanese people. I have Japanese tattoos, so dope. I mean, like, I watch a lot of anime. I research a lot of stuff about it, so it's just something I'm interested in. I'd like to go out there. Also, like clothing brands out there, they really catch my eye too. So I just want to go out there, experience what their culture is all about, explore the land, see what's up.
Go for it.
Hopefully, do a show.
I was about to say, go out there perform, man.
That's the goal for sure.
For sure, man. When was your first show again, man?
Okay, so I mean, I've been doing shows low key for a long time. So my first show was when I was at Gats. I was like 18 years old. It was at the Grog Shop. Actually, the homie, I don't know. He used to go by C Road El Fresco, but he now goes just by Charles. But that's the homie. He organized like one of the first shows I was ever on. So shout out to bro. That was a big point in my career, like a jumping off. You know what I'm saying, to like really figuring out what the music industry is all about.
That's true. Were you nervous that first show, man?
I was nervous as hell. I was so nervous. Like,
here it goes.
Right, butterflies, all that kind of stuff, and just like. Once I hit the stage, man, I really got the idea of what this is about, and I was just like, I love this.
That's dope, man.
Just caught me.
So when you lock in, that's it.
Yeah.
Is that how you are in the studio as well?
Oh yeah, big time. I'm a very much like, I don't bullshit in the studio. I mean, like, yeah, we'll smoke our weed or have a couple drinks or whatever. But when I'm in the studio, I'm trying to get work done. I'm trying to make music and I'm trying to move efficiently. So. And I really feel like that's a lot of the things how I am as a person. Like, I just try to be efficient and I just try to get shit done. I'm a locked in type person. I'm not gonna dilly dally or bullshit.
Yeah, let's play around for a minute. Yeah, because listen, I went to the studio last year. I go often, but I actually went in the booth. My friend had some free time. Yeah. And I put the headphones in and it just felt, I don't know, it's like locked in like to this room.
Yeah.
And it's like, go ahead, say some shit. And I couldn't think of nothing to say. But I do feel like the feeling y'all probably get from being in there with them headphones on, locked in.
It kind of takes you to your own world.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's like, when you're in that world, you can really express yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's like just one of the best parts about music.
So you just go in there and just say whatever? Do you write stuff out or?
It's every song is a little bit different of a process with me because I approach things based on each song. Okay. A lot of the time what I'll do is if I just hear a beat and I feel it like in the moment right away, I'll just go straight in there.
Yep.
And I'll just start coming up with stuff, either whether it be freestyling right off the top of my head or like writing a couple bars down, figuring out a part and then reciting it and then move on to the next part, write a little bit. That's how I do most of my stuff now. Occasionally I will write a whole song and then go in the booth and perform the song.
Right.
But I think most of my best material comes from literally just being alone and just feeling the moment and just letting letting the lyrics fly,
Just
kind of
locking in, man.
locking in. Yeah.
That's dope, man. So how many songs have you? What's the most you record in a day?
I mean, are we talking about like my songs, or are we talking about like how many songs
right.
period have I recorded in one day?
Let's go your songs and then period.
How many songs have I made in one day? Probably like 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like after you get to that 4th, 5th one, you kind of start feeling that like mentally drained feeling, you know, or at least I do. I feel like, you know, I kind of run out of material at some point. It's not like run out of material, but like
You need a rest.
yeah, you just need to like give your brain a break to like process shit and just like think a little bit, because you're just kind of like putting it all out, and you're not taking nothing in. So you gotta, if you put it all out there, 4 or 5 songs, I feel like all my creative juices are kind of drained. I gotta take a break to absorb some shit so I could make new songs again.
Right. Okay.
But as far as like songs I've engineered, how many songs have, bro? I've probably did like 30 songs in one day before.
30 songs.
Yeah, no joke. Like sometimes I would. And this was like I try not to stress myself out like this that much anymore. But like before, when I was doing my own albums and recording a lot of people's stuff and I was doing them in the same days, I would come into the studio and I would do my shit for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and I would make like 2 songs or something like that. And then I would record all throughout the day, like 10 or 12 hours all day long, recording people. Probably like end up making like 10 songs, 15 songs out of those different sessions. And then in between every session, I was making beats. So I would, in my downtime, I would go get my lunch, and then I come back and I start working on a beat, and then my next session would be there. Boom, okay, we knock out a couple songs recording. All right, boom, I got 30 minutes before my next session. I make a beat, and then at the end of the night, I would either be about to pass out, or if I still had energy, I would sometimes go make another song. So yeah, it was a lot of like crazy work. I couldn't tell you exactly how many songs, but I would say like, yeah, there might have been a day where I made 30 songs.
This man right here is a grinder, y'all. God damn.
My guy.
I respect that, man. It's definitely showing like you doing all that shit, cause woo.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I try to just, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like to be active. Like,
do it, man.
I just try to do as much as I possibly can, cause like the time is now. These are the best time is now.
That's what we saying earlier, man. That you gotta take advantage of everything out here. It's up for grabs, to be honest, man.
Exactly.
And you know, just a few years ago, it was actually harder to do a lot of shit that we're doing now. You know, like
yeah, definitely.
It costs either more money or just it's harder to get the access to it. And now it's like right there, front right hand. So just we taking everything, man.
Truly.
I got a few fried questions for you, bro.
Okay.
All right, number 1, would you rather be a unicorn or a turtle?
I think I definitely would be a unicorn.
Okay.
Because that's like raw as fuck.
Yeah, it would be.
Like, you rare as shit. So that's like what I be trying to put in the music too. So yeah, unicorn for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to put a unicorn reference in my next song.
Hey, go for it, bro.
I don't know how I'm gonna make that sound cool, but I'm gonna try.
hey, you be the first to do it, man. Shit, do it.
I'm gonna do it then.
Y'all heard it here first. Bet.
Y'all got it.
Okay, would you rather be sticky or itchy?
That's just
everybody always do that too.
2 bad things. I guess I'd rather be itchy, cause sticky is just like, nah, you don't even want to move when you're it's just all bad.
You over here doing business, shaking people's hands, sticky as shit.
No, not sticky. That's just that bad things.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. Favorite food?
Definitely cheeseburgers. I gotta stay traditional. You know what I'm saying? I love cheeseburgers. There's a couple really good cheeseburger spots in Cleveland too.
Damn, what spots do you recommend? We need to know this.
Let's see, where should we start? Okay, first off, I really like Shake Shack.
Oh,
Shake Shack is very good.
Yep.
Where else have I had a really good burger? $2 actually has a very, very good burger. That's a bar.
$2 is good?
$2 is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I had a drinks, but I haven't had any food.
Yeah, their burger is actually fire.
Okay.
Trying to think of like some high scale shit. Where would I go for a burger if I was on my high scale shit? I don't know. We'll get back to the people with that one. I'm gonna let you know the premier burger next time.
Cool. Well, hey, we got $2 and we got Shake Shack.
$2 and Shake Shack are definitely real good stuff.
I gotta try to shoot $2 out. What, you go to the one on the west side, right?
No. Well, I've been to that one before, but my homie, he lives in Willoughby area, so there's one right around there I like to go to.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. Look, I'm over here riding down this food shit, y'all. For sure.
Get hip.
Yeah, for real. All right, favorite cereal.
I'm not a real big cereal guy. I'll be honest.
Says this.
I'm not a real big cereal guy. But if I had to pick one, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one.
For
That's
sure.
A good one. That's definitely go to. If you have $5 million cash, what would you do with it? No strings attached. Just here you go. Boom.
$5 million?
Yep.
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a really sweet studio. It's gonna be the first thing I do.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna hire a bunch of really raw ass people to work there, and then I'm gonna take some of that money, put it in the stock market, and then I might go ball out a little bit.
Hey, shit. At least you got.
But I had to do those two things first.
Yeah.
Got to make my business. Got to do a couple investments. Maybe buy some real estate. You know what I'm saying? And then I would probably go get a nice ass house.
That sound good. It's like you spread
Spread it out nice and evenly.
Right. I'm just gonna blow it all on this.
Hell no.
Get these cars.
Hell no. I wouldn't even be thinking about a car first. I would be thinking about properties.
That's true, man.
For sure.
That's true. That's how you get that residual income, man.
Yes, sir.
Multiple streams of income.
Yes, sir.
And keep on feeding your brand and everything, bro.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Okay, I got another question. What was your favorite album of 2019? Besides your Fire album. What was your favorite one?
This is hard. Hold on. All right, so I have to give a shout out to Travis Scott Astroworld just because I have been rocking with that album. Swimming Mac Miller was another one that was like real big on my list. And the one I've been rocking with the most recently would be the new St. John album, Ghetto Lenny's Love Songs. That is shout out to St. John, really talented musician.
I don't know who that is, but I'm about to.
Saint JHN. That's how you spell his name. Crazy talented guy. Probably has written some songs for some of your favorite artists.
Really?
Yes.
And what's the name of the album you speak? You still about?
Ghetto Lenny's Love Songs.
Ghetto Lenny.
Get hip to St. John, everybody. Fire musician, and he does modeling and he does a bunch of other shit. He's raw as fuck. But yeah, I would definitely say like. I gotta let that one sit on me still for a little bit, but Swimming in Astroworld is a nice little tie there.
Okay, for sure.
We'll go with that.
For sure. I got two more questions for you.
What's up?
All right, what was your worst date? I asked that one in a minute, y'all.
Oh man. Honestly, I haven't really had too many bad dates, which is a really good thing now that I'm thinking about that.
Yep.
That's a nice mark. I don't know. Probably there was one time I went out a little sad. I took this girl to a super nice ass restaurant. Spent a bunch of money, got her some clothes, bunch of shit. I didn't even get to hit, bruh.
Damn.
No, right? Tough. So that was my worst experience.
It happens to
happens to the best
man.
of us though, right?
Yeah, we don't always, get what we want, but
Yep.
hey, at least you went out, gave it shot your shot.
I definitely gave it a very good chance. So I felt like I did everything I could. So it wasn't meant to be.
Did y'all talk after that date?
Oh yeah, we still friends to this day.
Oh, that's all.
We still cool.
Good.
I was a little bit resentful, but I got over it.
See, that's good. It's a happy ending there.
Yep.
For
all
sure.
good.
And last but not least, what makes a great life?
Having love for those around you and having people in your life that love you and genuinely care about you.
For sure. Well said, man. And where can everybody find you at, bro? Social media, go ahead. Let them know everything.
Everybody, you can find me at Adi Ray Creates on all platforms. ADI Creates everywhere. Also, go follow Nvasion Records and Nvasion Studios on all platforms. Nvasion without an I. Nvasion Studios, Nvasion Records. Go hit me up. I'll follow back.
Check them out. Hey, thanks so much for coming on the show today. Much appreciated, my
You
brother.
already know, man. It was a pleasure being here.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, y'all, check them out. Like you said, Adi Ray on all Adi Ray Creates.
Adi Ray Creates on all platforms.
All platforms, y'all. Check them out. Just drop
or Adi Ray on Google and YouTube. Just ADIREI.
Oh, Google. That sound more.
Google me, baby. I'm out here.
Thanks for coming through today, though, bro.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure. I had a great time.
For sure. All right, y'all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for watching or listening to Lavish Journey podcast, where we create, inspire, spread greatness. We out of here.
Invasion, bitch.
Hey, post a picture real quick so I can screenshot it.
Wait, what?
It's post for the picture. I'm gonna screenshot
post
it.
for the pic.
Yep. We good.